guys, I'm Al Jarreau, and you're listening to PKP, Pavlina's Kidz Place.
Hey everyone, it's Pavlina from Pavlina's Kidz Place, and I'm here on location at the Plaza Live, and I'm here with 7 Grammy Awards, amazing jazz singer and musician, legend.
Here I am.
There you go. I didn't even need an introduction. It's Al Jarreau. How are you doing?
Oh, honey, I'm happy. Thank you very much. I'm doing good. Yep.
That's awesome. That's very good. So we were just talking a little bit about how Disney is close by. Are you going to Disney?
I said, Disney's. I am the enchanted king, yes. Enchanted prince. Disney's here with me all the time. I live in Disneyland and Disney World. Yes. Yeah, I mean, when you have the opportunity to do music, yeah. and your life is to do things that make you feel good and that are fun. That's an enchanted kind of thing that you're grateful for, and you wake up saying, "Well, thank you, Father," every day. Thank you, Father, and hi ho, it's off to work we go.
Starting out, you started really young and everything, but you didn't go like professional until like after college. So was that like kind of scary to like transfer into music then?
Well, it wasn't a transfer. I just stopped riding 2 horses at the same time. I'd always sung. Around 14 or 15, I began to make a little money, so I was semi-professional. Mm-hmm. But in Milwaukee, I was working as much as most professional singers were at that time. And so for me, it was just after school and taking a degree in social work, rehabilitation counseling, and I worked in that area. I was singing nights during one of the most important periods of my time with George Duke, the great George Duke, who greatly and lately George Duke. We just lost him last year, and not lost him. We'll catch up with him. He's just gone on a little bit. He's around the bend, and we were working together in the Haight-Ashbury. You know about the Haight-Ashbury?
No,
in San Francisco. The Haight-Ashbury was where the hippies were hanging out and brought the new culture to America. Make love, not war, and they smoked a lot of pot. And Colorado's late, honey. Isn't it Colorado who's legalizing now? Anyway, George and I were playing music there and doing this jazzy kind of music, which was kind of pre-George and pre-Al. Finding our way and discovering what it is that we wanted, the kind of music we wanted to do. And a very important period in my life. And shortly after that, I just stopped doing rehabilitation, social work, and decided to do music full time. But I knew pretty well that there was something there for me to do, because people were coming to hear me and hear George, and so I had a notion that it could work. Yeah.
How was it like being a social worker, especially like with rehabilitation? Because that must be kind of like sad at the same time, but then like performing is such like a happy thing, and you're a really happy person. So.
Well, yeah, and so it was really important for me to in my feelings and in my writing and in my sensitivities and my humanness to come across this part of humanity that was so needy. When you do social work, you're in touch with people who are really struggling. Well, I didn't come from big money, so my family struggled too, but this was the first time that I was seeing up close people who are amputated, people who have palsy, people who have very serious kinds of disabilities. It changes you and it makes you write differently. So it was really an important thing for me to do that. And yeah, you're right. I'm the most Pollyanna person that you ever met.
And kind of going back a little bit to your friend George Duke, your newest album is My Old Friend, celebrating George Duke. Tell me about that.
Well, when George passed, I was in the middle of writing and finding. I write and collaborate and find songs for my work that I do. Not everything do I write. I wish I could have written Take Five, but Dave Brubeck wrote that. And so I was in the middle of finding songs, getting ready for a new project, and George passed suddenly, scared everybody, and I and my record company looked at each other and we took all of those songs that I had and was listening to and working on and playing, we put them aside and we said, you got to do this tribute to George Duke. George, I knew George when his mother would come on Saturday nights and say to the club owner, Warren, now George has to play for church in the morning. You make sure. Yeah. Well, she didn't do that every weekend, but she did it enough so George's always out of there on time. Yeah, so I know George a long time. We have some similar feelings about music and the variety of music that you can live with and enjoy and make part of your musical heart and then bring out and give forth in what you do. And George is the best example of that, the variety and of course just the love for the craft. That's who George was about, and the joy. I was about to say that I see that in you too, the joy for the work. That is the key. It's the joy. It's the intrinsic stuff that you get from the doing that is so important, that brightens your life, and you wake up in the morning ready for the day. You go to sleep at night thinking about what you're going to do the next day, and that puts a smile on your face and your heart, makes you a better husband, makes you a better father, and neighbor and citizen of the world. You care about people. Those are the guys that I want downtown in the mayor's office, and in Washington. I want the people who sang in choir, who play an instrument, who know about da 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 ba da dee dee and you sadness and joy, Yeah, I want those people to make the decisions that affect our lives and think and help us think about whether the air is clean, whether the water's clean, and all of those things. Very important stuff that people who do music, involved in the arts, and who have humanity in their minds so much and in their hearts. Those are the people that. Oh, well, shut up, Al.
But I definitely think, I thought it was awesome that you did that tribute to George Duke, because it's, amazing. And then definitely having passion for everything. It just it makes everything so much easier, oh, I have an interview today, or I get to perform today,
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. That's great. So I actually was just with Frankie Avalon, who played Teen Angel in Grease. Oh. Yeah, and you also played Teen Angel on Broadway. So how was that? Because that must have been so much fun. And what's the difference between you and Frankie?
Oh, well, we were imitating Frankie. There's no way to imitate and be Frankie. But and the whole play itself, is based on that era and what was going on, and it's a great look at that period of time. And for me, the first time to be on stage with a cast of thousands, not really, but 30 or 35 people on stage. Sometimes all of us in those moments, especially for the opening and the closing, and then at any one moment when I was on, there would be 5 or 6 other people singing with me, and a band in the pit, and that kind of cooperative effort and doing it together was brand new for me in that way. I've been part of a band and had 4 or 5 musicians with me, but that experience and that energy that you have, and that that language, singers have a language and things to say to people that come from the mind. I love what horn players do, but we have language. Oh, it's so important. Language and the opportunity to say things that are, say something that's heartfelt and heartwarming. Yes, and so Broadway has had a long history of doing that, and I pray for it to never stop.
Now, I used to want to be on Broadway. Like, before I got into radio, I was like, psh, I'm going to be on Broadway. Like, what? Yeah.
You were singing?
A little bit, not very well, but So you've done like.
You wanted to act.
Kind of like both. Like, well, my main thing was dance. So like dance was like the main thing, and then like acting, singing was like the side, I guess. Yeah. But you've done like everything. So like, has Broadway been your favorite at one point, and then like singing another? Like, tell me about that.
Well, no, it's always been singing and singing my music with my little outfit and stuff that I do. Broadway was a real nice little vacation for me, and a learning vacation that gave me this other sense of things that has come into my life in some kind of way, in bits and pieces as I work with the guys in my group. But no, my main thing is this very personal writing thing that I do, and the expression of that stuff.
So, well, how did Jarreau, how did you come up with your sound and your style when you were starting out?
Well, I started singing so early. It's hard for me to define, but I can, an actual period that became, kind of my thumbprint, in what I do, that is distinguishable from afar, that stuff that. That's crazy Al Jarreau. Al, go home.
No, that was like scat, right?
Yeah, that's vocal percussion.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of young people are doing it in and as part of rap music.
Beatboxing kind of stuff?
Yeah, beatbox. That's what they're calling it today, beatbox. Well, before it was beatbox, it was Al Jarreau.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
So that that came along, after years of singing scat and going. I was doing that for a long time. I got that from my older brothers and their love for what musicians did as jazzers, and they sang that stuff in my living room, and I was looking at them, from their belt buckles up, and trying to, and it became part of me, and I wanted to imitate that and sing that, and so I did. I sang a lot of jazzy little songs. A foggy day in London town, your lips were like a red and ruby chalice. I sang those kinds of songs when I was young, and began to scat sing and improvise. Improvise being the commandment in the music, to improvise and let the moment take you and make you who you were not yesterday, because you're here with Pavlina. Nobody looks like Pavlina. And Pavlina inspires me to say things, do things in a different way than I would have if you weren't here. Yeah. And that's what an audience does. And if you're open to that and let that guide you and what you do at the moment, you improvise. Yeah. And so that's what I was doing. But then all of a sudden I found this other stuff driving along in the car. I was listening to Brazilian music. Changed my life. Yeah. Brazilian music, all of that stuff. And I wanted to do it, with my mouth and with my lips and all. And so that stuff really became my thumbprint. And together with the scatting and all, people know me for that. And that happened when I was 20 and 24, 25, that's when it happened. But I'd been singing stuff up in front of people and with a jazz trio for 10 years before that.
Like I was actually watching. What, I don't even know. It was a while ago, but it was the Moonlighting, and they have an awesome theme song. How was it getting like a Grammy nomination for that song?
Well, did that get a Grammy nomination? It might.
I can't remember.
If it didn't, it should have. Lee Holdridge, who's a composer and writer for movies and television, called me one day and said, "Al, my name is Lee Holdridge. You don't know me. I write for movies." And then I went, "Oh yeah. Did you?" Anyway, he said, "Look, there's a pilot show that's going to pilot in the fall. If people like it, it'll have a run on TV. It's going to star Sybil Shepherd, the new actress on the scene. Well, she was a model, beautiful lady, and it's going to star Sybil Shepherd. And I hear him shuffling through his papers and this new guy named Bruce Willis, you know." Yeah. And Sybil Shepherd was enough for me. A new guy named Bruce Willis was a strawberry on top. Well, he became the stuff, didn't he? Yeah. Anyhow, pilot shows 99% of all the stuff in Hollywood is in the trash. Doesn't make it, but this one made it. So I was like, yeah, I'd love to write for that, and I've never done that before, writing for an assignment. And he told me about what the show was, what it was about, and sent over this music that he had written, and so that. Some walk by night, some fly by day. Nothing could change you, set and sure of the way. Charming and bright, laughing and gay. I'm just a stranger, love the blues and the braves. And yeah, so there were people from Jakarta, Indonesia, and from Norway who heard that song, never knew Al Jarreau before, and became instant friends of Al Jarreau music. Went out and bought my music and come to concerts today and asked me to sing that.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yes.
I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with someone about these dates coming up in Florida these days, and he was from Central America somewhere. I don't know where it was. And he said, "I've been listening to you since I was 17 years old, Al. I heard Moonlighting, and I went and found your music, and I've been a fan." I said, "Well, how wonderful! So we'll do it tonight."
That's very cool. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
Well, you are welcome, Pavlina, and God bless you in your chosen work. Yeah, and keep on loving it like you do, and dance your ass off, girl.